I spent the past 2 weeks recreating Slenderman in Minecraft. You see, horror Minecraft has been exploding on YouTube, but it's just not fun anymore. Trying to mine diamonds while spooky guy number 822 is trying to tickle me is just not fun. And even if spooky guy number 822 is very different from spooky guy number 881, it just gets really repetitive really quickly. Most horror games have some sort of goal, whether it's escaping a forest, or escaping a house, or escaping a prison. Don't try that in real life. Or escaping a school. It's more than just escaping, trust me. So instead of having a spooky guy interrupt your Minecraft gameplay, why don't we just create a whole new goal, or almost build an entirely different game, but then just use Minecraft as the base? And so that's what I did. Except instead of coming up with my own game, I decided to just recreate Slenderman. So in order to recreate Slenderman, we kind of need the main silly goober himself, dripped out in black shoes and red tie, Mr. Would Be Fried on a Saturday morning kind of guy, Slenderman. So I hopped into Blockbench, did some clicky clacky, some stretchy, and there, now we have Slenderman. Now that we have Slenderman, we can toss him in game, and there he is. However, he's not looking very trauma-inducing. As he is now, if I saw this man, I probably would invite him over to my house for a little tea party. However, this man is supposed to be in the forest traumatizing children. So, to start, I will create one of Slenderman's spookiest spooky powers, which in this case would be his movement. You see, Slenderman won't be there, and then he will be there, and then he will be there except closer, and he will repeat this until he gets so close, in which case he will then smooch you and you will die. So, how do we replicate this? Well, what we can do, since we want Slenderman spawning around the player, we can base all of Slenderman's movements off of the player. Now, inside of mCreator, we have this procedure that can run a function off of the player 20 times every second. Now, it gives me this little warning down here, but we shouldn't have to worry about that because our procedure isn't going to be that big, so we shouldn't really have too many issues. So what we can do is check the direction that the player is facing and then just spawn Slenderman in 10 blocks behind the player at random. And then if we do this for all 4 directions, then now we have Slenderman spawning in. But he still doesn't move. What I can do is I can check to see if Slenderman exists in the world around the player anywhere. And then I can, because generally he's, you know, somewhere set the location is however Slenderman. Now Slenderman will teleport by the player behind. Alright, spooky power number 1 finished. However, he also has spooky power number 2, in which you cannot look at Slenderman. And if you do look at him, static will slowly fill up your screen, and if you look at him for too long, you die. So, how do we do this? Well, thanks to a little coding trade offer, I now have the code to be able to check whether the player is looking at the entity or not. And then we can create a variable that will go up the longer you look at him. And then when you're not looking at him, that variable will come back down. So then I tried to create a animated static screen, but I just couldn't quite figure it out, so we just have a static screen. So I created 3 different static screens, and once the variable passes a certain threshold, then it will switch screens. And once it gets high enough, you will then be met with the iconic death screen. Alright, Spooky Powers 1 and 2 are now done, but next up on the list is Slenderman's Jumpscare sound. And this is what really amplifies his sudden appearances, which sounds like this. And that sound is played when you spot Slenderman. So if Slenderman's following behind you, it doesn't play the sound every time you look at him. But every time he actually spawns in, and then you look at him, that sound will play. So after some clickety-clacketing, we now have this. And yeah, now that Slenderman's complete, I think we are done. Oh wait, no, we're still missing something. Ah yes, the pages. You see, the whole goal in the Slenderman game is to collect all 8 pages. And every time you collect one of these pages, Slenderman gets more angry. And after some more coding, we now have the pages in-game with a page counter. Now, this page counter is a multiplier. And since I have everything set on random numbers, what we can do is we can increase the chance of him doing something as you gather more pages. And just like that, we now have Slenderman and his 8 pages. Wow, it's the name of the game. So now that we have Slenderman and his 8 pages, all we need now is just his haunted forest. So remember how I said back at the beginning how this was going to be an entirely separate game? Or almost build an entirely different game, but then just use Minecraft as the base? Well, this is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to create an entirely new dimension with just one biome, which is the haunted forest. And then the only way to get to this new dimension is before creating a world, you have to go down into the game rules and just turn on Slenderman game mode. And once that gets turned on, then once you enter into your world, it will instantly teleport you to the Slender Forest and put you into adventure mode and give you only 1 torch. Now, of course, in this Slender Forest, we also have to have the various structures that belong here. And I made sure to include all of your favorites, including Spooky Tree, Red Silo, Cross Walls, Rocks, The Tunnel, Rusted Tankers, Bathrooms, and Cut Trees. On each of these structures, you will find 1 page, and these structures can be found all over the Slender Forest. Now, once you've collected all 8 pages, you will finally be free to go, and you will be transported into the normal Minecraft world. And now, with Slenderman, his 8 pages, his own forest, and many, many bathrooms, the only thing missing is that spooky ambience. So, I pushed my Add Spooky Ambience button, and just like that, we now have Slenderman's Spooky Ambience. And there we have it, the final piece. The Slenderman mod is now done. Yippee! And this is normally where I would show a little gameplay segment, but I'm saving that for the next video. The mod will be released very soon, so please do consider subscribing so you don't miss out. And thank you so much for watching till the end of the video. So, until next time, peace.